Alright, I thought I'd do a little video here. Got a hydrogen appliances micro wind turbine. It's a Commander 1600 11 blade, 14 magnet, built on an S10i GM alternator frame. So I guess the reason I'm taking this video is to show you guys, the other night we had a pretty good windstorm, and as you can see here, it bent my tower. And so this is on this pipe here. I think it's 33 feet worth, is 2 3/8 drill stem, and I'm not exactly sure what this is, maybe 2-inch. And then this top is 1.5-inch DOM. And I think the instructions, if I remember right, tell you that you can put this on 1.5-inch pipe and it'll be good. So as you can see, my guy wires were too far down, and that was part of my problem, but it still bent up here at where I got this welded. So I've had this up for about 4 years. I'm in the middle of Kansas. Right now the wind's not blowing at all, maybe 2-3 miles an hour. So that's kind of why I went with this 11 blade. Kind of low wind, but when the wind blows, it blows. And I don't know if I mentioned before, but in the windstorm, my weather station, the high wind was 62 miles an hour, but from weather stations around here, they were talking 80-90 mile an hour winds. So the wind was from the northwest. That's north of me. I've got some hedge tree there, northwest, where the wind probably came from. And then this is to the south of me. So the south is wide open. That's where our prevailing winds are at. In the winter, the winds come from the north. And like I said, I've had this up for 4 years and never had any issues. The only issues I've had have kind of been self-induced. I've burned out several coils only for the fact that I haven't had the right breaker that will trip. I've tried resettable breakers. I've tried different. I finally put a QD AC/DC 20 amp breaker, and now it seems to trip pretty good. But what I basically wanted to show you guys is this was way out of balance. So I went in here and I put some bolts with washers in here, and as you can maybe kind of see, it's kind of dark here, but I'm going to take this all apart. But you can see how close that bolt's bent, how close this was to the bolt that holds the alternator on. And you probably can't see this in the video, but the whole mounting plate is belled. It's probably belled back at least 1/4 3/8 of an inch, if not a 1/2 inch. So when I put this together, there was plenty of clearance between those bolts and that bolt there. I never had any issue. But with all the wind blowing and everything, this thing was making some funny noises. Real funny noises. I could hear it inside the house. And there wasn't much I could do. I mean, like I said, it was 90 mile an hour wind. It was raining. But this is kind of, like I said, I will. And if you look here, I think what was going on here is the bolts were hitting the bolt there, and it was trying to unscrew itself, or screw itself. So that's it. That's what it did to the lock washer. And I'm pretty sure you can't see this. Maybe you can, but all the blades are bent back because this mounting plate's belled. So that's a testament to Hydrogen Appliances blades. They held through it. I don't know what would happen if this thing ever come apart. It would be a sad day, especially if you were standing around it. But it actually, this drill stem, one of my guide wires, it stretched the cable and bent the drill stem pipe. So I don't know what I'm going to do here, whether I'm putting this back up. Like I said, I've had some issues. I think I finally got everything squared away with the breaker and all that. But before I put the breaker on, I've got it hooked up to a 24 volt system for golf cart batteries, and it would bounce off of 50 amps in 60-mile-an-hour winds like nothing. And of course, that would burn the coil out. But again, I kind of messed around with a few different deals trying to make this all work, and so I'm gonna take this apart, kind of show you guys what the mounting plate looks like, and this is just kind of heads up for you guys in high wind areas. I probably got too many blades. They say more blades is less RPM, but more torque. Less blades is more RPM and less torque. Well, you know, I need more torque in low wind and less RPM in high wind. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do. So when this thing works, it works good, but it's been a pretty good expense for me. So anyway, off for now, and we'll be back with a couple more videos.